The power of being selfish. Shout out to Alex the Virgo. I think he just shortened his name to Virgo, but we'll see. Let's get into it.
You gotta pick yourself first. There's nothing wrong with choosing you. You have to
Facts.
fight for you first. And
Gotta
if you
put yourself
never
first.
truly love yourself, you could never truly love anybody else.
Yep,
So
I say that all the time.
my phone's at nighttime, airplane mode, and I listen to the Quran. I listen to the prayers at nighttime, and you know my other phone's airplane mode. This is my time for my body to recover. You know?
Facts.
I have to pick me. I have to.
Be selfish with you. Be selfish with your journey. That's okay. You know, you constantly giving, emptying that cup, and there's no more love. You need to be selfish.
Facts.
Not be arrogant. That's not what I'm saying. Right? You need to be selfish with your journey. Put you first. Because if you put yourself first and you're ultimately happy with you, it's going to help me. In order to help you, mom, dad, auntie, cousins, husband,
You gotta help
wife,
yourself.
children, I gotta help me first. I have to help me first.
How you gonna make sure your family good if you not good? How you gonna be a leader if you're not in a mind state to lead? You feel what I'm saying?
There's nothing I can do for you, my friends for 20 years that I've known, anybody who I've ever respected, anything. There's nothing I can do for them if I cannot do for myself first. So I have to put myself first to be able to put anybody even a true distant second.
Yep.
First thing is you gotta be selfish as hell. You gotta be selfish. I don't give a. It's the sacrifice, but without great sacrifice and without great risk, there is no such thing as a great.
Gotta take risks
Math
too.
will never math. And I don't like this word,
Right.
but I'm gonna say it because it's true. When you're pursuing your destiny, you have to be selfish. You have to be maniacal. You have to be uncompromising.
The power
You
of
gotta be delusional too. Like you gotta be so crazy in your head that you think you could literally do anything. And even if you don't, you know how they say, reach for the stars, aim for the stars, but and then I think Kanye said it like reach for the stars, but if you miss, you aim on a cloud. Like if you don't get all the way up there to where you're trying to get, you'll get somewhere near up there because you're shooting high as fuck. Like you might not hit your target, but you'll get somewhere up there. Whereas if you just think, oh, I'm just the bare minimum, I'm not gonna do that, you might not even get to the bare minimum. You might hit below that shit. So aim high. Aim high.
being selfish. People hear the term selfish and automatically give it a negative connotation. For most people, being selfish means to be a narcissist, to be a person that doesn't care about the people around them. And people often relate it to why other people can't gain success. But to me, being selfish is not only a key to success, but also life. Selfish means to focus on oneself. People are always complaining about how they are givers and they just let takers come in their lives and take. People are always listening to how everybody else thinks about them.
You got the
how they
dreams and
think they
nightmares in
should
the
act.
background.
And eventually, whenever they realize that they wasted their whole lives living for everybody else but themselves, they start to live with regrets, anger, and resentment towards those people. But see, if people listen to themselves, not care about how others feel about the way they live their lives, be selfish, they would find true happiness and fulfillment in life. Seldom do people realize this though, and it all goes back to them not understanding the power of being selfish. I know it sounds so weird for me to give so much positivity and power to a term that has such a negative connotation around it, but trust me, watch to the end, and not only will your perspective change, but this video will also change the entire course of your life. With that though, let me explain the power of being selfish.
So that when I first was exploring this concept and trying to understand and conceptualize this concept, that's what happened to me. I thought like, damn, like, am I fucked up for putting myself first and kind of being real strict about that? And I felt bad because I've always been a person to be helpful and just give my all to people and put people before myself, because I know I'm gonna be good, because I'm gonna always take care of myself, so I know I'm gonna be good. But when you do that, like, you find yourself missing opportunities. You find yourself you find the people that you're putting ahead of you, they're getting those opportunities because you put them there when you could have put yourself there. Like that, like, you gotta make sure you up top first and then get everybody. And when I was being a giver, when I was giving the most, I had the least, bro. Like, when I was giving the most to people and putting people before myself, I had the least. But now that I have more and I'm smarter, I'm definitely more selfish. And the reason I got more was because I was selfish.
We as people normally have two versions of us. One of those is the repressed versions of us. I always say either you tell yourself who you are or the world does. We normally get this version from the world. It's rigid. It conforms to what our teachers in school, the kids in school, and our parents at home say we should act. It is scared to let people down by chasing dreams. It is scared that nobody could ever love them if they were truly themselves. So this version of us lives a safe version of our own lives, trying to fit every image that people make of them in their heads. Also known as the people pleasers, the opposite of being selfish. This person never ends up being truly fulfilled or happy in life because they live and please everybody else except themselves. The other version of you is the version you get from your childhood. The version of you that believes you'll be a millionaire one day. You will be a Grammy-winning artist one day. The version of you that doesn't say why not, I can't, but rather how I can't. This
Right,
version
how?
of you isn't afraid
How
to
can I?
listen to songs that are considered cringy or weird. It isn't afraid to disappoint people at the expense of their own wants and needs. This version of self is the natural state of human beings. Oftentimes, due to societal expectations and situations where people act negatively when they choose themselves, most people choose the first version. Little do they realize, though,
You
this
shrink
is
yourself.
exactly what is holding them back from the life and success that they want. Somebody who realized this, though, sooner than later was a kid from Toronto.
Who are you?
Drake.
Drizzy. Say what you will about him. He a GOAT. He a GOAT.
Aubrey Drake Graham. That is one of the most Caucasian names I've ever heard. Drake, who started out in acting, most known for his role as Jimmy Brooks in Degrassi, The Next Generation.
You made me do this. Take a shot for me, Jimmy.
Always had a knack for music. He would spend summers with his father and appreciate the art of hip hop fully.
Yo, boss ain't golden gates. Those who fake, they break. When they need their 400-pound weight, you gotta rule the world. Everyone.
Drake will go on to drop out.
And I hate when people say like he's a culture vulture. Like half his family is black. He hung out with his father and his uncles, and they had him listening to soul tapes and rap music. And you see, as a little kid, he was already rapping, bro. So what culture is he appropriating? Like, I do think he's a little bit of a chameleon. Like he mixes and blends and hangs out with taps in. But it's like, what did y'all want him to do? What do y'all want him to do? Y'all want him to just only embrace one half of his life, his white side? Then y'all would say, oh, he hates his black side. You see, like with Drake, he one of them type of niggas like he can't win. No matter what you do, he can't win. Obviously, he has done some weird shit, and he has done, he deserves criticism in certain areas. But I feel like it's just no way, niggas. For some people, it's just no way he can win, no matter what he do.
High school to pursue his passion of being a full-time hip-hop artist.
I ended up dropping out of high school, actually, to pursue music.
Like he really wanted this.
One day soon that I can go back and graduate, and it's not something that I'm proud of, but it was definitely a decision I don't regret because I think things are going great for me right now.
Right, and now look at him. GOAT. 20-year run. Never fell off. Never fell off.
And he ended up being invited to go on Lil Wayne's tour.
When Drake music was
touched every genre. Almost every genre.
About rap, and I was like, this dude sound different. What I loved about him was that he was sounding just as dope as we were. When I say we, us who talking about the streets and what we came from and what we doing and talking about his I was like, bro, I told him, I was like, you literally can make you can make working in a cubicle, like your everyday
sound fire. Yep.
Cubicle. Now for typing or answering phone, you know how to make that sound like the dopest thing in the world to do. So I was like, you don't stop, don't change, don't.
In the same time,
Wayne Ben sort of vision.
Hit record Forever was recorded.
So I don't plan on stopping at all.
What is it ever made?
This same year, his third mixtape, So Far Gone, was released, which had multiple bangers like Uptown.
Uptown, that was an underrated classic.
And Best I Ever Had.
Of course, that was his #1 banger of that during that time.
What made Drake so differently was his soft, vulnerable, emotional lyrics. And while trying to enter a space like hip-hop that is literally the exact opposite of that, or at least their approach in delivering it, despite Drake being so loved by everybody today, well, almost everybody.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
At the beginning of Drake's career, he was an outsider, not accepted by the gatekeepers or juggernauts of rap besides Lil Wayne. Everybody tried to tell him He didn't belong here. He's too light. He wasn't allowed at this table. So for a long time, Drake tried to be a people pleaser. Everything people said Drake couldn't do, he did. They said he didn't have real rapping skills, so he started freestyling to prove he had real bars.
We wanna have these videos like T.I.P. and B.I.G. and female singers wanna be Ciara, her and D.R.E. and somebody that they can call their own for that they D.I.G. They rather say I sound like her instead of saying C.I.Me.
He was the only person that can make the most lame.
He really be rapping.
Toxic situation sound so heavenly, sound so vibey. He set out to prove everybody wrong that doubted him. He set it out to make everybody love him that hated him. But after proving all the haters wrong, pleasing so many people just for them to say he could have done more, he realized that there will always be people that have something to say about you and what you're doing. There will always be people who see you save 5 people from a burning building and go, why couldn't you do 6? Which is why the external will never ever suffice what is lacking in the internal.
I've heard it for so long, and it's just, I realized that it's like I stopped chasing unanimous love a long time ago. Not long enough. I wish it was earlier, but a while ago that I'm not gonna make everybody love me.
It was through this realization.
No matter who you are, you be at the bottom or you could be at the top. No matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter how good of a person you are, no matter how bad of a person you are, some people are going to love you and some people are going to hate you. So you might as well just be yourself. I said that in one of my songs that I made. Like, you might as well just be your fucking self. As long as you got a good moral compass, you good. You good.
That Drake shed the older version of himself, which was Aubrey, the good kid from Toronto that was a lover boy, to step into his new self, Drizzy Drake.
So self-conscious about the strikes against me, like, you know, coming from Canada and being on a TV show and being like, you know, super light-skinned. But now it gives me a chance to really accept that I am something different. I am something new. I see
he was fresh. He was new.
To really be like, well, maybe I don't have to be the next Ye, or I don't have to be the next Wayne. I could just be the first Drake.
Exactly, and that's exactly what he did.
And he didn't care about how you felt, no matter who you was.
I might be too strung out on compliments, overdosed on confidence, started not to give a and stop fearing the consequences.
This was his story. This was his show, and he was going to tell it how he wanted to.
You can judge me if you want. That's cool. Like, sooner or later, though, it's going to be inevitable that your girlfriend's going to be playing it.
Exactly. Talking shit, nigga. Yep. Like, he was something different, like, at the time.
Selfish, and it was
he was
this
fresh.
This cockiness, inflated ego. He was able to go on his legendary run of the 2010s and climb to the top. This is how he became the iconic Drake that we love and know today. And don't get me wrong, while a lot of these behaviors and beliefs led to him over a lot of people, it was one of the main driving forces to him reaching the level he is today. You don't like Drake because he's the most humblest, chill rapper like a J. Cole. You like Drake because he's one of the most arrogant, confident, braggadocious.
He's bashful. Yeah, braggadocious.
And he walks in.
And he earned the right to do that. He earned the right to be that. Like, he worked up. He earned the right to be able to talk like that.
People think it's through turning the other cheek, allowing others to eat before themselves, that God will then bless them with a feast. But that has never been the case. Not in war, not in nature, not in the whole universe. The most successful people are the ones who choose themselves over everybody else. They choose their confidence in themselves over the opinions of their peers. The most successful hunters in nature are the ones who choose themselves. Their hunger and will to live over other animals. These types of animals and quote-unquote selfish people are not afraid to be seen as selfish. You can't be afraid to make people feel bad or as if you don't care about them by choosing yourself. Because by choosing how they feel and what they want over how you feel and what you want, you are effectively telling yourself that there are things above you. They matter more than your dreams and what you want. So you won't ever obtain them because yourself is always going to attract realities where things are above you. Like I said, this is bigger than just a moral stance. This is survival. One person who encapsulates this so well is 50 Cent. 50 Cent is so good at being selfish. And it's partially due to how 50 Cent came up in the game. He got a record deal, then got screwed by the executives running that record deal. Then he got shot, then lost that record deal for being shot. It's safe to say 50 Cent realized early on in his career that the only person he had was him.
I never ran from anything because I didn't have nobody to go to. I've always had it where I'm going, home to get me. Ain't nobody there. I've always been in a situation where I'm forced to deal with it myself.
He realized that all these people that had opinions and things to say about him didn't even care about what happened to him.
I don't give a f. Let's say the person's across the street, they look at you, they don't like you across the street. Some people feel the need to go across the street to say why I'm a good person. I genuinely don't give a f about how those people feel about me across the street because they don't care about me. Is it okay for me not to care about people that don't care about me? It would be entertaining for them to see me in crisis. Why would you care about a person who would like to see you under the worst circumstances?
And this speaks volumes.
Right. Like, it be people that be they come on my videos and they talk shit or whatever, and it's just like, I'm not worried about you. You have no relevance to my life. So why would I even give you attention? Why would I care about somebody that don't care about me? Like, I don't care about you. You don't care about me. You just talking shit online. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a damn thing. Like, unless you're in front of me, you're in front of my face, and you bring harm to me, you're an immediate threat to me, I don't care about you. And if you bold enough to come to my face and submit yourself and present yourself as a threat to me, you're getting annihilated. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say on that.
Because the moment I stopped caring about people and how they felt about me was this question right here. If I were to get in a fight and get slammed on my head and start having a seizure, how many people at my school would actually stop and help me and not just laugh and record me? If I were to get shot and die and somebody made the most egregious song on me, how many of my peers that I'm so worried about would genuinely care and not just laugh and repost memes about it? When I got that answer in my head, I knew it was time for me to walk in my own unique path, whether they call me crazy, selfish, or arrogant.
I thought I was ready in 97, and I didn't have a major record company marketing to promote my project till 2003. Right. You know, so for that time period, I had to run on my own energy. I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it, regardless of how people felt at that time. What it does is what made me feel like there's gonna be points that people are gonna mistake my confidence for arrogance because they don't understand the process I went through and how much I had to believe in myself in order to make these things happen.
Like I said, this is survival, because it's either your life and what you want or their life and what they want. And since 50 Cent never had anybody to rely on, he never really felt the need to put others before himself. He automatically chose himself. He automatically focused on himself. He understood at the end of the day, you are responsible for how you feel, the way your life goes, and if you fall down, only you can decide if you're gonna get back up. Nobody else. The same goes for you when looking at other people, whether you love them or not. So when it was between
you are the master of your own reality. I forgot who said that. I was watching Young Don Reborn. Shout out to Young Don. He said, you are the master of your own reality. Like, you control how your life goes. If you want to give attention to shit, that's your reality. That's how you're gonna live. If you want to not give attention to it, then that's the type of life you will live. If you have a positive mindset, that positive mindset will then turn into positive actions. If you have a negative mindset, that negative mindset will turn into negative actions.
You and him, he was always going to choose him, because if he didn't, he could die. And he was able to transfer that same mindset to his music and marketing it, because see, in business the same thing applies. The truth of the matter is life is push and pulls, give and takes, and so is business. Sometimes one side will get the shorter end of the stick. There has to be a winner and a loser. This is universal law. This is also normally why they say don't get in business with friends and family. And like I said, when it's between 50 and somebody else, he always chooses himself, because like I said, death, not necessarily just in the streets, but it could also mean the death of your business. And since 50 realized this, he developed a fearless, selfish mindset when it came to approaching his business, his music, and problems and deals surrounding it.
There's more ruthless people in the business world and in the street.
There's nothing worse than being someone who spent hours, even when you're off the clock.
This is from his book. This is from his book.
Company's reports. But when your boss asks for that information, you always let someone else provide it first. That person probably hasn't put in nearly the work that you have, but they're also not afraid to be wrong. So when your boss looks at this person, she sees someone who is active, who's participating, who seems passionate. When she looks at you, she doesn't know what to think. Maybe she doesn't think anything at all. It's not fair, but that person with their hand always up is going to get promoted before you. They're going to get an office before you. They're going to leverage their promotion to a better paying job at a competitor before you even get a raise. You were better trained, better prepared. But you didn't let the world see that because you were scared.
He wasn't afraid to make a deal or a business move that would fuck up somebody else's opposing hustle. He isn't afraid to make fun of Diddy. He isn't afraid to make fun of somebody dead or alive. He chooses what is best for his brand and himself way before he chooses how to affect other people, how somebody else will think of it, because he's selfish. And nobody hates him for it. Why? Because that's 50. He's a selfish guy, and that's honestly why we love him. I know it sounds harsh, but listen, being selfish is how this country even got started.
That is true. Imperialism, colonialism, like let's talk about it.
We didn't want to pay tons of taxes on money to pick up the slack of the government or to help people that we didn't even talk to or know in our country. We wanted to be selfish and do what we wanted to do. So the 13 colonies broke away to do their own thing. I mean, even down to how this country was builded was selfish. They took my people, placed religion and psychological torture on them, and made my ancestors build this country for free. And we
For
never
free, bro.
in return for it. Period.
Wasn't even what we considered 3/5 of a person. And we couldn't, and it's not like we could vote. You take whatever vote the slave master got. So if the slave master vote for somebody, him and all of his 3/5 of people, whatever that adds up to, there were some plantations that had thousands. There were some plantations that have hundreds. That's that they votes counted like that. Like we were a property. We counted as 3/5 of a person. Like that shit is sick, bro. That shit is sick. That's crazy, bro.
Selfishness is what made America what it is today. One of the most beautiful countries that people always love and adore and say is so powerful and strong. It's the same reason people even love Orange Donald Trump. He doesn't care about—
I don't like how he concluded that point, but he's right.
What other people, countries, or leaders think about what he does or says.
They're eating the dogs. The people
They
that
eat
came
the
in.
dogs. They're eating the cats. She look like, I know you not dead ass.
Still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country.
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask.
He feels America should be selfish since
But it's disproportionate, you orange fuck. Like, oh my God, man. I'm not even gonna get into that.
A lot of other Americans feel that way as well. It's very easy for that large demographic of people that feel that exact same way to gravitate towards it. Selfishness is not just a potent key in success, but it's also what we adore in other people. There's a reason why
He really tried to all lives matter that.
High ground
Crazy.
Humans so righteously come from that we actually love and root for the villain of movies like Killmonger. It was because he voiced selfishness. He voiced to Wakanda how we should all focus on our land, our people, and help aid them. We should look in the mirror and make sure we're well and healed before we walk out that door and try to clean up somebody else's mess. Even if that means sometimes being violent, even if that sometimes means not always doing the morally correct thing to do.
When black folks started revolutions, they never had the firepower or the resources to fight their oppressors. We got spies embedded in every nation on earth. We're gonna send vibranium weapons out to our war dogs. They'll arm oppressed people all over the world so they can finally rise up and kill those in power. The world's gonna start over, and this time we're on top.
Anytime you choose something that is outside of you over you, you will always lose. It is quite literally life and death. Greg Heffley in The Diary of a Wimpy Kid being a selfish, snarky little prick. He was the voice of how so many children felt in their heads but wasn't allowed to speak it out loud. There's a reason why beautiful women and playboys are loved and treated well, despite them being extremely selfish. It's because whenever others are selfish, choose what they really want instead of what society and people around them want, it unconsciously gives us permission to do the same.
Right, you move how you want to move, especially when you have that privilege, that pretty privilege or that attractive privilege, because men have that as well. You know, you have that level of privilege, it automatically leads to you being selfish because you're gonna put yourself first because other people are gonna put you first. So it's like it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer that you would sit there and look out for yourself and put yourself and your needs first.
You should love yourself. You should look in the mirror and be mesmerized. You should disappoint people. If you're not, that means you're doing what everybody else wants from you. And that is the ultimate disservice one can do. When you become selfish, you choose yourself in situations. You don't live in resentment. You don't hate others. Your art fully becomes yours. The beast of creativity, which is the power of God, gets unchained. And you can see what you really are. Being selfish is human nature. It's where everybody's true journey, true fulfillment, and true happiness is at in life. I recently lost a friend that was very dear to me because I was selfish. I chose what myself wanted instead of what they wanted. Even though I miss them, the same as 50, when it's me or you, my dream, my love, my well-being, I'm gonna
always pick me.
Never be a question.
I'm never questioning
Bad
it.
about it either, because it's my God-given time on this earth. It's my life, and I'm gonna live it to the fullest. And ever since I've had this mindset, I've seen miracles. I've established real, genuine connections, and I've gone places I've never thought I'd go, because that's the true power of being selfish.
That's how I
just
be.
want to say thank you so much for the love. I appreciate y'all day in, day out supporting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to Alex the Virgo, man. Shout out to his brother. He does a lot of good content. I react to his videos a lot. I know I don't get a lot of views on these, but it's more than the views for me. It's about the message, because I know I do a gaming channel, but I also do these social commentary type videos because I think it's important to discuss these topics that people like him touch on. Yeah, but yeah, for sure. But yeah, the art of being selfish, man. Like, sometimes you gotta put yourself first. Like, you can't love anybody properly until you know how to love yourself properly. You can't lead anybody until you learn how to lead properly. You can't follow somebody until you learn how to follow your own rules within yourself and set boundaries within your own self, you know? So it sounds crazy, but when you really sit there and think about it and you start practicing it, it starts to make sense. Shit starts to open up. Opportunities come your way. You know, you make smarter decisions. You make sure you're getting sleep. You start eating right. You start working out. You start saying no. That's another thing. I had a problem saying no. But once I started getting on my selfish shit, it put me in the position I'm in now. And I don't think if I didn't make that decision, I don't think I would be anywhere close to where I am now. So be selfish. Yeah, but y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, all right? So you already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.